Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. Now we have more post-traumatic stress disorder going on in the world than we've ever had before, and we didn't know what that word meant, but really means overwhelming stress, uh, seeing things that we shouldn't see ever. Now you have the people coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and then you have, you know, single mothers in inner city who don't have homes and subjected to, super poor poverty, and they have children, and you have to take care of them, and they can't find a job, and this adrenaline and all these cortisols are moving through their bodies, and they actually go into the placenta, and then we start creating children who have born with all these sensitivities to everything in the world, and that's a huge challenge. Then you have people in war, like in Syria, which have post-traumatic stress disorder, and their children too. You have people in war, like in Somalia, different places in the world, in Africa, or we have, war going on in 30, 40 different countries right now. And all these people have post-traumatic stress disorder, a huge amount of stress. And that stress also goes out into the world, and everybody else picks up on that vibe, and they feel that stress and become stressed. So right now we have a huge amount of stress going on in the world. And this causes lots of challenges, because when we're stressed, we start doing things that we normally wouldn't do. And we start thinking in ways that just take care of the body, that we get into that fight or flight mode in order to save the body. I am this. We start thinking, I am this body. Oh, and that's all we have. And so we get into that mode. What if we start to think, I'm more than this body. I am this eternal spirit that goes on forever. If we do some things like getting out in nature, if at all possible. And if we can do some things like meditation, which is possible no matter where we are and what's going on, then we can break the cycle. I have a relative that does counseling as a psychologist for the guys and gals coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and they found that nothing works for them. The counseling works a little bit, but medications don't work at all. They found the best thing was meditation. And meditation really does work. And after about 7 days, they have of doing meditation twice a day for about 30 to 45 minutes, they see a huge difference in these people. That's one thing we can do. We can sit in silence, just concentrating on our breath, or concentrating on a word and saying that over and over again to ourselves, and allowing other thoughts just to disappear. And it's amazing how we can stop the monkey mind, the toxic mind, from going crazy. That's a normal thing in this day and age. And we have this toxic mind running around, and we get overloaded, and we just don't know what to do, and we create these stress chemicals in our body, and it takes its toll, and eventually causes some kind of disease in our body. And this is science, we know that. And that's why it's really important also to do prayer and contemplation. All the great seers came and talked about, the importance of prayer, and having a regular prayers every day, our time of connection to Great Spirit, and also, contemplate and sit in contemplation. What happened yesterday? How do I feel about that? And what would I do differently if I had to do it over again? And to contemplate and understand. And then start to change ourselves in a positive way. Now there's two different types of meditation. There's one meditation where we go in and close our eyes, sit and concentrate on our breathing or a mantra, and that stops the cycle of crazy thinking. There's also the other type of meditation which we do throughout the day, and that is to check in, that was a thought. What kind of thought was that? Was that a positive thought? Was that a negative thought, something I need to let go of? And then we allow ourselves to pull that out of our head and say, I don't need that, and throw that away and let go of it and then go on with our life. And it's constantly checking in and contemplating, is that something I need to keep right now, or is that something I need to change? And pulling that thought out if we don't want it and throwing it away. And that is the second part of meditation. And a lot of people don't really get into that type of meditation, which is not daily, ongoing process every second of every day. And when we do that, we finally move away from a lot of this habitual type of thinking. And we allow ourselves to have total freedom. And because, we allow ourselves to have all that negativity washed away. So we allow ourselves to be free of that, stress disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. We allow ourselves to heal in two different ways. One's with the standard meditation of Vipassana or mantra meditation. And then the second way is to cleanse our thoughts every moment that we are waking. And with that, with these two spearheads of energy moving in that direction, we start to see stress melt away in our life. We start to see more smiles on our faces, our face, and also on the face around, all those faces around us. So we start to see life change in a great way. And also we start being less argumentative, and we start seeing ourselves being more just centered in the here and now. Also we start accepting what is instead of, saying, this gotta change, and, we can do what we can do, but a lot of things we don't have control over. So when we start accepting, a great feeling of peace comes over us. And then when we have that great feeling of peace, wow, it is wonderful. Even with Jesus and Buddha and Krishna and Ramana, there was a great acceptance, Divine Mother, great acceptance of what is right now. So we have to accept what we have in order to find peace. And then if we need to, we can change whatever it is if we can. But if we don't accept what we have now, there is no way to find peace. I love you.